color tube, gardening tube, all the tubes. It's me. I know, long time no see. It's me, Rebecca, the colorful booknester here at Rivercrest Cottage. Oh my gosh, am I so excited to be here again. That year that we will not name has passed, and it's now 2021. And I am so ecstatic about being here and being able to see you guys again. Well, in a weird way, right? I know I'm being silly, but that's what I do. I'm back. At least I'm going to try really, really hard. And I know I go in and out, but this year there's been a huge change. And because of that change, I'm going to be focusing even more on my hobbies. And I want to put YouTube and coming and doing this channel as one of those hobbies that I can now focus on. And I've missed you guys. I've missed you terribly, all y'all. Though I have had some wonderful people that have stuck with me through Instagram and also just through communicating through YouTube. I've still been watching quite a lot, and I'm hoping to get back into all of these communities and all these hobbies of mine to be more of a participant with what's going on going forward. And there's been some people who have stuck with me, and for you, you know who you are. I just appreciate it so much. And if you're watching this and it's come back up in your subscribe feed, wow, you have patience. I'm hoping that you'll see more of these pop up in your subscribe feed. And if you're at all interested in some of the things I'm going to be talking about today, I do encourage you to subscribe as well. And I am going to really be trying to get more content. Okay, the fact I put up one video already, that is probably 100% more content than I did back in the year we will not name. So what are my plans? Well, as you know, I have a lot of hobbies, and my hobbies range mostly with some form of book, and therefore the colorful booknester that I've been for years, and also here at Rivercrest Cottage, our little cottage up in Vermont. And I'm going to be covering all of my interest, things from what I'm reading, what I'm coloring, the garden planning and hopefully gardening, but not yet. It's only January, so, and by that mid-January. And here in Vermont, gardening doesn't really start kicking, the outside gardening, until the end of May. And then also my planning, because that is, kind of find out, a huge hobby of mine. So I'm hoping to have all that here on the channel for you. If you're interested in all those, I hope you will follow along, maybe even subscribe, and we'll see where we're going from there. But big changes have happened so that I can start focusing on this. So let's talk and maybe have a little chat and some tea. So first of all, let me just say that one thing is I am basically a tea drinker. I sometimes have coffee, but I can only handle decaf. I'm an extreme lightweight coffee drinker. This tea today, I just wanted to kind of share with you guys what I'm drinking, and that is one of my favorite all-time Tazo, and it is the Earl Grey. Now, I have slowly, in the last 4 or 5 months, really started moving over to loose leaf teas, largely for the packaging issues and all of that, trying to be more eco-friendly. And of course, tea leaves are great in the garden, so if I can do loose leaf, even better. I don't have to worry about what the sachets are made out of. But with that being said, Tazo tea, I can't really get in loose leaf for the Earl Grey, so I'm kind of sparingly drinking it, but I do love it. And if you liked the London Fog from Starbucks years ago, I don't know if they're still doing it, and I don't know if they're still using this tea. In fact, I don't think they are, but they use Tazo. And the London Fog is basically a tea latte is all it is. So all you do is and it's based off of Earl Grey. So it's an Earl Grey tea, then with a little bit of whatever sweetener you prefer. And then you steam and froth the milk that goes in it. You make a tea latte, which is basically what it is. And I love it. It's one of my favorites. So I am presently on the search for a Earl Grey tea that is loose leaf that I really can enjoy. So I'll let you know about that. You're like, wow, I didn't know this was a tea connoisseur. Oh, well, no, I'm not. I just like tea. All right, so let's kind of go. What's up, Wednesday? Okay, it's not Wednesday, but what's up? I thought I would share with you what right now, it is mid-January, what I've been reading, what I've been coloring. I thought that we just kind of go through all of that. So I have finished only one book. Now, flashback, I am not a quick reader. I'm an avid reader, but I'm not a quick reader. I do love reading. I just don't get through tons of books in a month. Usually the most you're going to see is probably 4 books that I get through in a month. So this is never going to be a big, huge thing. But all I'm going to do is let you know what I'm reading right now, what I just finished. And then I will probably do a book recap at the end of the month is kind of the idea. So the first book that I read for 2021 is The Nordic Theory of Everything. And I really, really enjoyed this book. This is a nonfiction, and I thought I would start out the new year a little bit different. And that is with a nonfiction, maybe to kind of get me to read a little bit more. Now, most of my nonfictions that I read throughout the year, I don't give myself enough credit. Mine are around my hobbies, so it's around gardening, and I read tons of that throughout the year. So, I do read more nonfiction than I typically give myself credit for, but I've also want to incorporate more like most people do, but things that kind of are teaching moments and teaching ideas, things that maybe I'm curious about and I want to find more about it. This came up, I actually ordered this at the very end of last year, that shall not be named, and I was doing so well, y'all. I had like 26 books off my bookshelves at the end of last year. And that's what I've been trying to focus on. But I got this itch in November and I kind of went and bought more books. Plus I've been being given books. I think people are reading through books a lot quicker and they're handing me books as well. But with that being said, I still did very well at reading my own, which was good. And this one caught my eye largely because of the era I was raised in and early adult. So I grew up hearing how wonderful the Nordic education system is and by growing up, I mean more when I was paying attention to it, which was not when I was in school. So we're going to say high school, college, and forward growing up. And how great the society. And then in 2012, it was rated, the happiest people lived in, I think Finland. I think it was Finland actually. And that's kind of what started this woman writing. So it's written by a Finnish author about her kind of move here to the United States. Now, I thought it was going to be all about hygge and the mindset and how they kind of, how are they so happy? Why are Nordic people so happy? And what it really is, though, it was a discussion of their social support system. So when I was growing up, you heard about the education system, you heard about the family leave system, the pensions, the, even elder care support, things like that, a lot of the social systems. And I was really, really interested in that. But that's not why I bought the book. It wasn't until I started reading the book, I was like, oh, this is what it's about. Well, serendipity, thank you, is what I really needed, and it is fascinating. And in the book, I have guys, I couldn't highlight quick enough, fast enough. There is highlights all through this book. Look at that, constantly. A lot of good points. But I'll go into this a little bit more, but mainly it's about the social systems that they have in place. But it all comes from one basic theory. So very well written, easy to read, especially, I read it in like 14 days. So I was really, really excited about this. Don't be so intimidated. It looks like a pretty big chunker. It's like over 400 pages, but a lot of those are notes and her, all of the, what's it called? Book biographies in the back. No, bibliography. Thank you. In the back. And where all of her references. So it's not as big as it looks. So I'm done with that, and now I had to move on to my next one. Now, some of you may know I do a book tic-tac-toe. I'll be doing a video of me setting that up for February as well. So the thing is that on that book tic-tac-toe, it gives me 9 options of books that I should be, kind of my TBR. It's randomly generated, and I love that. And it's focusing on my own books. This, actually, the middle square I did this month, I said just finish something, because I try not to have too many books going at one time, because what I have found over the years is that it takes me a long time. I read slower, I think, the first 50% of a book. So the first half of the book seems slow to me, even when I'm really interested. And then it feels like once I hit that little, it's like going up the, the up a, think about it, girl, roller coaster. And I'm like climbing up that hill, and then you get and then after that I go really fast. The last 50% of a book usually goes much quicker. I don't know if that's just mentally or if it is actually true that I am reading more or reading quicker. I don't know if it just takes me that long to warm up to books. Even amazing books, I seem to do that. So, and ones that I'm engaged with the moment that I open up the book, it takes me a while to get to that 50% mark. So I started this book in November, and then I needed to read something else that was more for a group read that I was doing. And so that was kind of, this got pushed off to the side because, again, I try to only be reading one book at a time so that I can get to that 50% mark and make it on. If I have too many books and I'm not at 50% on any of them, I'm not getting through them very quick. So I was reading this other book, and I had put this one down. So I picked this one back up. It is The Mysterious Benedict Society. It is a middle grade mystery book. It is a series. This is the first one in the series. It is so weird as far as how would I even describe this. It's about 4 misfits, basically orphans that all are brought together for a secret mission. And so they all have different qualities. They all have different abilities. One is very agile and very athletic, not necessarily just brute strength, but it's interesting how she's written, that she has these different physical capabilities that maybe the other children don't have. One has a memory that basically if you read something, he never forgets it. So they all have like these kind of quirky, unusual type abilities. There's one right now, I don't know what her ability is, besides to be kind of annoying, but in a charming, funny little way. So it's okay. But it's about 4 children kind of brought together. So I kind of feel like this is like a little bit of Harry Potter. Not that they have magical abilities, they just have intense abilities. There's a little bit of, I don't know, Junior Avengers maybe. A little Alex Rider in that they are supposed to be kind of these spies sent in, but yet they're children. Even a little Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It feels a little wonkish. Like the characters in it are kind of funny and different. And it's not just the 4 characters, it's the characters that they meet. So I started reading this one. I am on page 239. So I think I'm getting close to that 50%, if not at the 50%. Easy to read, really enjoying it. So we'll see where it goes. But that's what I'm reading right now. And then the weirdest thing, the strangest thing, I guess. So I was mentioning I've been given a lot of books recently and in the last year. And I have one particular friend who reads like a maniac. Like he must be able to speed read. His focus is amazing when he reads. But he's always giving me these books, and the books are just random odd books. Like he's the one who gave me The Snow Child, which has been that is one of my favorite books of all time. Amazing. And I was surprised that he would have given me that book. So he handed me this book. It came up on my TBR. This will allow me to get a tic-tac-toe, which that's what mine is. It's a tic-tac-toe based TBR. But I have to read it. And it's funny, I would have never put these 2 things together, but it's written by Anne Rice, and it's called Christ the Lord, The Road to Ghana. Yeah. I have no idea what this book is about. And I was just watching a YouTuber the other day that was talking about, oh no, it wasn't. It was a podcast I was listening to, currently reading podcasts. And she kept talking about book serendipity and how sometimes when you go to the library, you have that freedom just to grab a book based totally on its cover or whatever reason, maybe the name of it or whatever, and you don't know anything about it. And then you read it and it's amazing. This is, who knows? Maybe some book serendipity. I have no clue. So then also what else is happening is the other hobbies, of course, that I'm going to be interested in are my planning hobbies. And so I have 2 planners going. Last year I got really involved in a very decorative, beautiful subscription that would send every month a complete new set. And it was just too much. I am a little bit of, I love watching planner videos and I love seeing all the stickers and everything, but I also kind of, when I'm planning, I want it to be functional and I want to be able to focus on it. And I want it to be useful. And so I've kind of gotten where I've done this whole thing where I've created my own planner based on some Etsy purchases of downloadable planner pages, and just create what I really, really like and enjoy. And over the years, it's kind of developed. So I have created my own little planner, and I do plan on doing some planner videos for you guys, just to see. I am a weekly planner, and that is what works best for me, and I realize that now. And so I'm going to share that. And then also, I've created my own hobby planner. And it's funny because a lot of people with planners and stuff might have 4 or 5 planners, and you're like, how do you keep up with them? And I always thought that I wanted everything in one. But what I realized is, for me to really be able to do what I need to do, which is have the freedom of just kind of spilling ideas down, a place to kind of throw these ideas I get for all my content and also for all my hobbies, I needed a separate planner. So I just made one of my own using the leverage system, which is like an ARC system or a happy planner. It's a disc system is what they're called. Oh, and I have it upside down. Clever. All right, is this better? This is better. And this is just going to be for Rivercrest Cottage. This is one, and I will be sharing this one as well, just to kind of show people how maybe they can make their own at their house, but also to kind of show how I kind of organize all these hobbies, because if I'm not organized with them, then it always seems like one hobby kind of disappears. So like right now, gardening has definitely disappeared, and it's not going to, it's going to be very minimal, but I definitely have the time to do the coloring and the reading because I'm inside. It's winter. This is exactly the type of weather that you want for all this reading and coloring. So I want to keep on top and kind of keep focused. And that's something else that I'm doing with my one book at a time kind of idea, is I want to be focused on one page at a time that I'm coloring. And right now I have jumped back into, see if I get this right, because I always do it wrong. I'm going to read it. Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. I always want to put Inky and the Ivy Butterfly. I always want to switch it. Anyway, Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. I started this kind of as in a series about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. I don't know. There's a few videos of some of the previous pages, so of me coloring. So like these first 2 pages I have videos on. And so subsequently, I have been going along in the book, and I want to get the pages that I've started. I want to get those finished, and that's quite a few actually. Yeah, quite a few that I want to get completed and finished, and then continue on with the book. So ironically, there was somebody who did have hashtag Joanna January, but this is really going to be hashtag probably Joanna 2021 for me, because I do want to get the pages I've already started. I want to get those finished, and then really be focusing on that. So I will be doing some coloring videos, kind of showing you some little techniques here and there. Currently, the page that I was doing most recently, and you would have seen this on my Instagram, was finishing up this page here. I finished the books just recently, but this background that you see, I want to do a video showing you how I'm doing this background, because that's going to continue all the way up over here. So hopefully that will work. However, my my memory card, my little SD memory card reader in my computer has stopped working, so I had to order a new external drive to be able to read my SD cards, and that's the only way I can video my coloring is with that. So that'll be something to show as well. So that is what I'm currently coloring in Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. I am currently reading The Mysterious Benedict Society, and I'm hoping to really focus on this and get this done, and then I'll start that next one just to see. Curiosity is killing me. I have no idea, guys. Oh, and of course, currently drinking Earl Grey from Tazo, but that changes throughout the day, usually 4 or 5 cups of tea, and it's 4 or 5 different types of tea that I have. So thank you everyone for checking in. I'm so glad that you were here. My heart is just so excited to add this back into one of my hobbies, and that is YouTubing. And I hope to connect with more and more people. The people that I have connected with and stayed connected with have been just invaluable. But thank you so much for checking out to see what's happening down here by the river, here at Rivercrest Cottage. And as I always say, keep turning those pages and keep coloring those pages.